and welcome to EXPO. My name is Wayne Barrow.
And I'm Dani Campion. Now, today we've got an amazing show for you and some awesome guests joining us on the sofa. Yes, you might know them as Scooby-Doo and Tony the Tiger, but they are better known as Marc Silk and Tom Clarke-Hill.
Hello.
Howdy.
Our amazing voiceover guys that we've got here. Also, later on in the show, we've got the wonderful George Montague coming up as well with a live TV exclusive. But first, let's go back to you guys over here. How's it going?
It's going great. How's yours going?
Very well, thank you.
Man, I love your hair, pretty mama. I want my hair back.
It's going great.
Now, as you can already hear, you know, we've got Tony the Tiger, Johnny Bravo, and as Danny mentioned, Scooby-Doo.
Lots of other things, Scoob.
Is there anything else we've seen you guys in, or we would have heard you guys in, should I say?
Yeah, there's a few things. Anytime you turn on the TV and you hear, "In a world gone mad," it's not me. No, it can't sometimes. It is. Out now on Blu-ray and DVD. Marc's face.
He's really incredible. Actually, Tom and me probably we've got something in common in that we've obviously worked together, but Tom being the voice of Tony the Tiger, I grew up watching Scooby-Doo and loving Scooby-Doo, and now every now and then I get brought in to be Scooby-Dooby-Doo and Shaggy, and like, it's really creepy. And Danger Mouse, there's the new Danger Mouse that I work on, which I do 30 characters on that. There's Star Wars, and there's a whole bunch of stuff.
So we're going to hear you here, there, and everywhere, basically, aren't we?
Yeah,
if it helps.
We've done some great pilots that never went anywhere.
They're the best. Like this show.
Hey.
No, it's the good stuff. It's
We've done double headers on radio ads too, where if we get called in on, and I'm a mafia guy like this, then he offsets it with,
I'll be like some kind of weasel. Please don't hurt me.
or if I'm a cowboy, he's kind of like
something even more cowboy. Yeah, he's the tough guy. I'm some nutbag.
We went to different schools together.
Who did?
It sounds like you're grown up together, basically,
Yeah,
doesn't
We
it?
are both unique.
Yeah.
Well, obviously, if you've got £250,000, what would you guys like to spend it on?
Oh,
I'd hire Tom for a gig.
That's
You
a
need
very
double that,
expensive
man.
gig, isn't it?
Yeah.
See, I would be really bored and I'd just buy a house.
Oh, mate, but think how much cheesecake you could buy with that money.
Is that what you'd spend it on?
Hell yeah.
How about you guys? Cheesecake or a house, or?
I think the world's biggest microphone.
That would
The size of a house.
So everyone could hear you.
It records everything.
So we could have a party in my house.
Yes.
We've got the cheesecake.
Yeah, we've got the
the
cheesecake.
entertainment. We've got the big microphone for the entertainment.
And to make everyone else jealous of our awesome party.
Exactly.
This sounds
perfect. This sounds like a really, really good spend.
Count me in.
So
Well,
there are a lot of things that you can spend the money on, isn't there? Like we've just said.
Yeah. Obviously, one thing is catering. Do you guys like Vietnamese food?
I love Vietnamese food.
Well, you're going to like this then, because there's a Vietnamese couple in London who've chosen to spend £250,000 in a fairly unusual way.
Oh.
And let's go to reporter Lynn, who has a little bit more for you.
I have been knowing Mrs. Lei for quite a long time.
I've been knowing Miss Lei for 3 years until now.
She's a typical Vietnamese woman.
Yes, definitely she's my hero.
Missy Mỹ Lệ and her husband Trần Sủ own Vietnamese food chain Miền Tây are really famous here among Vietnamese community in the UK. Although they're living in London, but they're also well known back home in Vietnam. People call them heroes. So what makes them heroes? Curiosity leads me to Miền Tây restaurant in Battersea to meet Mrs. Lệ and her husband. All I have known now about this couple is they got the best food in the area. But their story is not just about that.
It's been 15 years when I first landed to the UK, hoping for a better future. To be honest, I can never forget how tough the early days went. I would take all kinds of jobs I was accepted, regardless how hard it would be for me to handle. Washing dishes in a small restaurant, fixing clothes for people, even babysitting. You know, it's a Vietnamese thing. Vietnamese women are like stones. Maybe that's why my husband got his eyes on me. He witnessed the difficult time that I had been through, and I don't know, he kept following me since then.
After different takes on several jobs, we finally managed to save a little. We thought this was the right time for us to open our own restaurant. This is something that we always wanted.
The couple who met in London 2005 named their restaurant after their home province in southwest Vietnam. In the past 7 years, Vietnamese food has skyrocketed in popularity, and as the first ever Vietnamese restaurant to feature in the Time Out London, Metro, and the Evening Standard, Miền Tây can certainly hold claim to widening interest to their country's cuisine. Once they started to make profit, they decided to donate 40% to charity in Vietnam. Until now, more than £250,000 worth of aids helping hundreds of thousands of people have been generated from their profit and from personal donations.
I feel uneasy that I have better life, better chances than people in Vietnam. There, a family can survive on £50 per month. Sometimes people receive donations from our restaurant. They didn't even know us. I've never expected them to say thank you, so I do everything secretly. I feel happy whenever I help someone. I believe that, to give is to receive.
I really appreciate what Mrs. Lê has done. Her kindness has inspired us, younger generation, to make a little contribution to our country.
Running a famous food chain is by no means an easy job, but Mrs. Lê still manages her time and spends her whole life for charities and social activities. The couple are now planning to open a non-profit restaurant where all the profit go to good causes.
Sure, business is important, but charity is more important to us. We don't think we're gonna stop someday. I'm always behind her and supporting her. Why have to complain while she's doing the right things?
Oh, that was really heartwarming, wasn't it?
That was great.
It restores your faith in humanity.
So
that
nice to
does.
hear stories like that. And
It really
actually,
is.
Mrs. Lee, who actually you saw in the VT, she actually founded Viet Home, which is the charity organisation for Vietnamese people in the UK. And obviously, she's still cooking great food.
It's incredible, isn't it? Now, staying on that international theme, Tom, you've actually done some voiceover stuff for a few other countries. Can you name a few of those that you've worked with?
Well, since moving to England, I get a lot of jobs for the States.
Oh, right,
So
okay.
I get a discovery program that's been voiced with a UK voice, and then I listen to that and say the same thing, but with an American accent, man.
Have you done any sort of other sort of languages as well? Have you worked on anything else?
I've done some of those language tapes where you have to really enunciate and speak slowly. And it's
What
like,
word can I learn, Tom?
today we're going to learn chrysanthemum,
That is a difficult word
Wow,
to
that's
say.
a very difficult one.
I can't do that.
Chrysanthemum.
Kennebunkport.
I bet he did.
I'm not going to try that. I'm going to leave it at that. What was it like then working sort of back over with the States as well? Obviously, because, like you say, you're originally from there.
Originally, I'm a musician, bass player, and I started out in Los Angeles playing gigs, but then I started doing voiceovers. First, I started doing comedy. And then I started doing some voiceovers after I saw how much money these guys were making. And then when I came over here, it kind of flip-flopped. Most of my money in the States was music, and when I got over here, because of my accent, it cut my losses down as far as guys I was up against.
Yeah.
And so that's been my main breadwinner, but I still play gigs.
Oh, incredible.
Oh.
Absolutely incredible.
Well, obviously, our next VT is about canals. You have a dog, lovely dog, Honey, who's not here, but do you walk her along the canals?
I do. When she was just a little puppy, used to take her around Brindley Place regularly, and she just gets adored wherever she goes.
I'm not surprised.
So, taking this back over to the UK, obviously, Dani's just mentioned the canals there. Now, a lot of you have probably heard of places like Big Ben and Stonehenge, but a lot of us don't actually know the history behind it all. Our reporter Tim is actually going to go through that and explain it all to us.
The Birmingham Canal was finished in 1773, and it was in the Gas Street Basin where the Worcester and Birmingham Company built their canal, although it was not allowed to enter the national canal system.
From where we're standing now, we would have seen many different arms going off the canal, one just under there, under the archway there. And these would have all gone into factories, and there would have been hundreds of these around Birmingham going to the individual factory and the individual shop floor, so that raw products could be brought in and coal could be brought in and the finished products could go out. Immediately there was a link between Birmingham and obviously that canal company made a lot of profit out of that, and Birmingham as a local industrial hub really grew.
Birmingham Canal Navigations Company ordered the construction of a solid 7-foot wide bar called the Worcester Bar. In order to transport goods from one side to the other, the workers would have to offload at the bar and load onto other boats on the opposite side. This also meant that they would have to pay a toll to the houses on the borders of both canals.
A few years later, in about 1790, the Birmingham people actually insisted that they would not allow the Worcester-Birmingham canal to join up to their canal. For about 20 years we had a situation where the boats had to stop here, all their cargoes had to be unloaded, had to be moved by hand, perhaps the 100 metres across there, and then loaded back onto boats to be taken away again. A kind of ridiculous situation, but it's so difficult to try and discourage other canal companies to come along and take their trade away. By ensuring that the new company joined to the old company at a slightly higher level, just a few inches, they ensured that they always had a supply of water going in their direction rather than losing it to the other company.
These days, people can travel between the two canals without the Worcester Bar blocking their path. There are many boat trips offered to tourists visiting Birmingham, and if you're lucky, then you may get to hear about the heritage from volunteers like Ivor.
Well, that was an amazingly interesting VT
It's
there.
really interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
And did you guys actually know there's more canals in Birmingham than there is in Venice?
Oh,
Are you sure?
Is that an urban myth? Isn't that a fact that was put out years ago by the council to help drum up tourism?
Oh, should we find out?
Is that true?
Yeah.
Can anyone actually find out
Can
for
we
us?
find
I
out,
think
please?
Someone's going to find out for
Fact
us.
checking,
Because
please.
he might have
Fact check.
ruined your big, intelligent, fact-giving moment.
That's my fact from all the time. Oh. Oh, so we found out that I'm correct. How does that feel, Marc?
It is true.
Well, I'm correct, it's true.
I'm correct.
No, it's true.
I refuse to believe that. It's a conspiracy. It's a conspiracy. They bring you in, they confuse me.
Have faith in Birmingham, mate.
Is that actually true?
No,
Yeah, it's true.
genuinely,
We've just
they've
had it
checked it.
confirmed in my ear. They've researched it, and it is true.
And I'll confirm he's not just saying that so he sounds good.
That's
It's
double
in my
confirmation.
ear
It's
too.
just a fact. There
you go.
Science.
There you go. So we're going to talk about impressions of the UK now. Tom, obviously, you moved over here to the UK from the States. Before you actually came here, what was your impression of the UK? What did you think of British people?
You always know that they're reserved, more reserved than the States, and that actually worked for me when I got over here. Because, hi, how you doing? Blah blah blah, you know, and they say, oh, he's just asking for all these jobs and stuff, and then I started getting them anyway, you know. So
you're very charismatic.
Yeah.
So it worked in your favour then, really,
Yeah,
didn't
definitely. But I love England. In fact, you know.
Oh, that's brilliant.
I got the red book now, man. I'm a citizen.
You're one of us.
I'm
that's
not
it.
going back there.
You're a Brummie now.
Yeah. No, I'm a Droitwichian.
A Droitwichian.
Yeah.
That's practically a Brummie.
Gateway
though,
to
isn't
Worcester.
it? You're practically a Brummie, though,
Yeah,
aren't
yeah.
you, in Droitwich? It's
Yeah.
not far out. It's not too far. So, obviously, you know, we've talked about you coming over to the UK. We've got a little clip coming up for you, which is actually seeing what other people think of the UK.
Yeah,
isn't it?
other people who've come over and now live in the UK, they could be studying, they could be holidaying. But yeah, we went and contacted them and thought what they thought.
So yeah, take a look at this, and this is going to see exactly what other people think of us in Britain.
London.
London.
London. Big Ben.
Big Ben. Coal.
Football. Telephone box.
Rain. History. So kind to me.
Quite nice and polite to other people.
Really polite. Good manners.
But sometimes rude. A little bit lazy. Fish and chips.
Fish and chips. Fish and chips.
Fish and chips.
Fish and chip.
Fish and chips. Fast and
Convenient.
Frozen and makes you fat.
Eggs Benedict. I think that's a British food. It's really good. I just started eating it.
Direct, straightforward, and open.
It can be sarcastic.
They also use a lot of darling and love at the end of the question. They always speak Chinese instead of thanks. And then also they don't use hello that much. They use you right.
Some people are rude and sarcastic. You know, all different people.
That's quite interesting to see what other people think
Yeah,
of us Brits,
well,
isn't it?
apparently we love fish and chips. I mean,
Is that something you thought, Tom? Did you think we loved our fish and chips before you came over here? Is that
Definitely, you know, people in London, you know, from the States go,
Oh, this is so nice. Is that Big Ben? Let's get fish and chips.
And America's all
Is that
about
a pub?
hamburgers and hot dogs.
Yeah.
Well, a friend of mine who's from the States as well actually thought a big thing in America is they think British people have bad teeth. Is that something as well, or is that just something that...
well, you did till about 20 years ago, man. That's a fact.
You're right,
but
beaming
most of the time,
smile.
those people are from LA, you know, and they've got like those store-bought, you know, white pearlies and things.
Pearly whites,
Yeah.
yeah. So obviously you've come over to the UK. Marc, you're actually from the UK as well. You're
Yeah,
a,
I'm from
a
Birmingham,
local Brummie boy.
Yep.
What was it like growing up in Birmingham?
It's a brilliant city. I've had chances to move all over the world, from London or from New York or Los Angeles, and I stay here. It's a great place to be.
So do you tend to work here more or do you travel more?
It's probably about 80%. I'm based in Birmingham. I've got a studio in Solihull, and but I travel to London to record cartoons and TV shows and bits and pieces, and every now and then I'll go to the States.
He's global, man.
Yeah.
International.
I'm ready for the coffee. I brought back so many coffee beans on the way back from New York a few weeks ago.
Can we go back to the start of your voiceover career? What actually got you into that? What
In
made
the
you?
beginning,
Yeah.
I was a big fan of cartoons. My heroes were people like Jim Henson, and there was a guy called Mel Blanc who was the original voice of all those classic Warner Brothers cartoons. You are despicable! And a guy called Don Messick who was the voice of Scooby-Dooby-Doo! And I got to meet Don Messick just before he died, because after it would have been awkward. And it was so lovely to have a chance to meet and talk to a hero, and then all this time on, every now and then I get a chance to play with the great voice of Scooby.
Oh,
incredible.
You got me into Dawes Butler, too.
Yeah, Dawes Butler was great.
Yeah. Was that Huckleberry Hound? Or
Dawes Butler was Huckleberry Hound. He did loads of voices. He was also the voice of Yogi Bear. I don't know me to scare, eh?
And we all absolutely...
No, that was who was that?
Talking to Yogi Bear, I loved Yogi Bear as a kid. Absolutely
Hey,
brilliant.
boo-boo. Let's do some picnic baskets.
He's here with us. He's here with us, yeah. And something else that you're going to love right now coming up is...
Coming up.
We have the one and only George Montague performing his one and only single, Lost, right here in the studio. It's going to be incredible, isn't it?
Oh, I'm so excited. Did you hear him rehearsing earlier?
It was incredible. He sounded amazing.
So good. You guys are going to love it.
I love the banjo.
But see, music for me is such a good way to de-stress. Like, I love just getting home, putting the headphones on, have a little dance. Ollie Murs, I'm sorry, it's embarrassing, I know. But it's, there's also a lot of ways to de-stress without technology.
Yep, and one of those is actually Tai Chi. So our reporter Lena went out to the Birmingham Tai Chi Centre to find out more about it. I'm nice and relaxed
Well,
now.
yeah, I was getting the moves out there.
I wish you guys could have seen that. It was brilliant.
It was fantastic. I think we've just proved why I don't do dancing or martial arts.
At the same time.
Yeah, I try though. Now, I wanted to ask you earlier, but we ran out of time. But Danger Mouse, you mentioned you've done that. Tell me more.
I grew up as a massive fan of Danger Mouse. So
Same.
the original one, back when I was at school. And now there's a whole new Danger Mouse, and I'm the voice of Nero, Baron Greenback's evil little caterpillar. So I'm the voice of all the noises, as well as about. It's a very formal approach to acting, as you can tell. But also in all the other episodes, I play a whole bunch of other characters. So when there's a guest, I'll come in and be those voices. So over the series, the first series, I'm the voice of about 30 characters.
That's
which is
crazy.
a lot of fun.
Just going through an episode and you're like, there I am again.
But it's dream come true, because you know yourself, you grow up watching these shows that you love, and to end up being part of it is a real thrill. So I'm over the moon about that.
I was going to say, because I've obviously grown up loving a lot of these shows that you guys have obviously, voiceover and dubbed, and hearing it coming from you guys is quite incredible. It's quite surreal to kind of put a face to those voices, and I bet anyone at home would sort of feel the same way. Do you get a lot of comments about that? People coming up to you and saying, "Oh my God, this is what you look like."
Tom, he's great.
They tell me I'm great. But it's also, after you do a trailer, in a world gone mad, it's good to go into Starbucks and give me a latte.
Do you get some strange looks from doing that?
What name would you?
Lance.
Could you not tell a story with in a world gone mad, I wanted a latte, then really freak them out? So they're like, what's happening?
Lots of cream. You just have to drop it on. Yeah, we could probably teach you how to do it. Just go, In a world, I'm a monster.
I'm a monster.
And now at the very top go,
I'm gonna get you.
No, you're not.
oh man.
I should
Sign him up, Bob.
And I lose another gig.
Yeah, there it goes.
That was incredible. And something else which is really, really incredible.
Tell him, Jimmy.
Is our one and only George Montague, who's performing right here in the studio for you guys at home. Take a look at this.
I keep singing the blues, finding it hard to sleep on my own. All these faces and places I've been, oh, where's the line to cure for the sin? Oh, why are we so afraid to be alone? When you feel so lost and you think you'll never find the one, yeah. Just take a deep breath and remember you're not the only one, no. And it's alright, it is okay. There's a smile behind the clouds, waiting to break. Don't need to lock up your fears at night. The scariest thing in life is your own. So this is the moment, and take it in hand. Oh, throw off the reins, don't hold yourself back. Oh, you will find a way, you already know. When you feel so lost and you think you'll never find the one, yeah. Just take a deep breath and remember you're not the only one, no. And it's alright, it is okay. There's a smile behind the clouds, waiting to break. Wait a moment, take it all in. The smile is waiting, just let it begin, let it shine, let it shine. When you feel so lost and you think you'll never find the one, yeah. Just take a deep breath and remember you're not the only one, no. And it's alright, it is okay. There's a smile behind the clouds, waiting to break.
Come and join us.
George.
Watch
out for that tree. Hey, George.
Hello.
Thanks for that performance, George. How's it going?
Oh, very, very well. Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you for joining us as well. Now, obviously, you've just performed your single "Lost" there. Where can we find that single? Like, is it
the single is it will be out very, very soon in the next month or two. I think I don't have an exact date, like things, because my brain is a muddle of dates with tour dates and single dates and album dates and stuff, because the single is Lost and it will be the first single from Curious and Curious to George, which is my new album, which will be out in the summer. So it's very, very exciting. Yeah, it's good.
Exciting, very exciting. It sounds like good fun, doesn't it?
But what's your website? What's your website?
My website, darling, is georgemontague.com.
What's yours? I'm there. It doesn't matter.
Well, obviously, George is not the only one that can perform. We know that you play an instrument yourself.
I play the double bass and the electric bass. And
he's really good.
He is very good.
Thanks, Marc.
I can testify to that because he has actually played bass for me on stage.
I was going to say, you two work together as well.
He is a genius.
George made me learn 27 of his tunes, man.
That was a lot. He's cracked.
And we tore it up. We tore it up in some dungeon. Where was that, man?
Oh God,
Some
yeah,
gig.
it was in.
It was a fun gig.
Can I just go back to you touring, George? Where can we get tickets to come and see you, and where can we see you?
There's various festivals and stuff. I'm playing Cheltenham Jazz Festival this weekend.
Really?
Yeah. Let's Lade Festival.
Want to go?
Yeah, come.
We're there.
Come along. He's
pay?
playing as well. It's cool. No, actually, both of my gigs are free this year.
I'm definitely going.
Yeah,
Really?
they're free.
gotta
There's the
pay for my
Thursday and
gig.
the Sunday, and yeah, it's good. There's a whole bunch of dates. Just look georgemontague.com or Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, all that stuff. I'm
Brilliant.
on it.
All right.
Brilliant.
We will make sure we go and look.
I wish we had a little sign.
Yeah, we'll all get ourselves done
there. georgemontague.com.
Now,
They can add it in afterwards.
thank you very much, guys. That is all we've got time for, unfortunately. But thank you to all of you guys for joining us, Marc, Tom, and George.
Thank you for
joining us
us
tonight, and thank you guys at home for joining us as well. We've had so much fun.
GeorgeMontague.com.
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 All right, thank you.
Thank you very
See
much.
you later.
And good night.